back. This is the Gentleman's Talk podcast. It's like the third part, but listen, the bro phone ain't working. I really appreciate him. Shout out to Mr. A, who was here earlier, but he was drunk, so he couldn't make it to see him. But he was doing a lot of the texting for me to get this gentleman to come down here. So shout out to Mr. A. He's with me every day, Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. So shout out to Mr. A, and we appreciate him. What's your opinion on the FBI picking up P. Diddy in 2024 for lubricants and bottles of lotion and sex trafficking?
Oh man. Oh man. So it's funny. My boy CEO, who I mentioned, like we exchange memes pretty much on the daily. Just about this Diddy thing. It's so crazy. I mean,
so you think he gonna beat it?
I mean, I'm hearing that he's gonna get pardoned by, Trump.
That's what I heard.
Crazy. That's what I keep hearing. Mm-hmm. I believe it. Diddy's a sick individual. Like, full stop. Like, it drives me crazy. I'll put it this way. In this list. All right. So in the black community, you've got like R. Kelly, Kanye, and Diddy. And for a while, it was like they could do no wrong because their music, their what they were doing in business, like you couldn't. I don't want to say you couldn't go against it, but like it was like so solid. It's like, all right, like they might be a little messed up, but they're making these amazing albums and doing these business deals and stuff like that. And it kind of drives me crazy because thinking of Kanye, I kind of wrote him off when he had that sit down with Trump and he had the red hat and then he was doing his short stint presidential run and kind of outing Kim for the abortion that she had. I was like, you're going to do your wife like that? And I knew there was a point, like, his mother passed away and it was like, all hell broken loose. But getting back to Diddy, I think he's definitely a sick individual.
Fact.
And it's crazy to me.
It's disturbing.
And disturbing that he has gotten away with it for so long. And it sounds like he had a lot of collateral on people so that he would be able to continue everything that he was doing. But
what's your opinion on him dragging that girl on camera?
Oh, Cassie?
What's your opinion on him dragging her on camera in the elevator, stomping and kicking her?
My opinion is like just no reason for it. Like he is a disturbed individual, not only for doing that, or for the things that are confirmed and the things that he's accused of. And to me, it doesn't necessarily sound like Cassie is 100% innocent, to be honest. And at the same time, I kind of struggle with the fact, like, all right, how much of that is Stockholm Syndrome and survival mechanisms? And Diddy, it sucks because I think of this album that Joey Badass came out with, like 2000.
Yep.
Diddy was all over that. And American Gangster from Jay-Z, Diddy was all over that. So
that's one of my favorite movies, American Gangster.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite albums.
With Denzel Washington.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't think I'm the type of person that can separate the artist from the art. It just comes to a point where it's like, all right, you're an effed up individual. I can't really support what you're doing. Segueing into like how I feel about Kevin Spacey.
Okay.
And Kevin Spacey has done a lot of shitty things, like a better word. House of Cards, I love that series. And then things came out about grooming and all the other things he was doing that just didn't work, and he got ousted from the role. So it's like you've got these talented actors, musicians, hip-hop artists, moguls.
Yep.
It's like, what are they really doing behind closed doors? And so I'll actually tie this back to Sky Zoo. There's an expression that goes like, never meet your heroes. You'll be disappointed. I'm not disappointed in Sky Zoo, thankfully. Sky Zoo is a family man. Sky Zoo is an amazing father, amazing husband, amazing hip-hop artist.
Yes, he is.
He gives back to their community. He's an entrepreneur. He has a restaurant. He's a hip-hop artist. And he's just like a real dude. Like, when we were at a Trendy Hip Hop Festival, and I was the reason he was there. I booked that engagement. I connected him with the college. I made sure he was paid. Flown from Atlanta to Connecticut and everything. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if he didn't have the type of character that he has. I've met people that I've looked up to, and then at the end of the day, I was disappointed. It's like, oh, you don't really match up with how I saw you in my mind's eye. And Sky Zoo actually does. Like, Sky Zoo is a real one. Sky Zoo is an amazing ghostwriter, actor, hip-hop artist, and I can't say enough good things about him, because I'm so grateful to the fact that I've been able to make this transition from being a fan to a friend to a business partner and everything in between. And he's just like, it's just been an amazing experience. And like, that's what led to the book, because I literally had a dream about listening to his album, like, oh, okay, I can make like art gallery or whatever, and then to a book. And I pitched him on the idea. I was like, all right, cool, like make a piece for a concept about it, submit it, and then we'll go from there. And that just turned into this whole other thing, like where he has performed at my job at the Milford Arts Council and at Trinity College, and then we're working on some other things too. But it's crazy being able to listen to an album religiously,
Yep.
on a daily, on the way to work, at home, making art out of it, and then being a student of this person's music,
Yep.
and then just like taking it way beyond. So huge shout out to Sky Zoo.
Shout out to Sky Zoo.
Sky Zoo, in my opinion, is the best MC living on this earth.
Right now.
Dude's catalog is unparalleled.
Shout out to Sky Zoo.
Shout out to Sky Zoo.
Not to sway off from that topic before we get into the next one. What's your opinion on Robert Kraft beating the case on sex trafficking in Boston, Mass?
Now you're putting me on a lot of stuff. That's something I would have to research to
Because only reason I said it because they threw Diddy under the bus, but the Patriot owner that made money off of Tom Brady.
Okay, so that definitely sounds like favoritism. That sounds like he got a pass because of his what he's doing, and if it's one thing for one person,
not now, but that happened like 2 or 3 years ago. But they threw it under the rug.
Yeah.
But they went and grabbed Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Because they both were doing the same thing with Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
He had to do community service or pay a fine.
Yeah.
And they threw it under the rug.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't look at that information.
Right. That's a very good point. And I do think as effed up as what Diddy did, I do think they are making an example out of him. And that's not to condone anything he did, but if Diddy was white, like Harvey Weinstein,
Robert Kraft,
he probably would have got off by now. And he still might get pardoned because he's Diddy. And he's done what he's done, he has his legacy and everything. But if you look like this and your skin color is like this, it's just different. And I live by that every day, just knowing that okay, I'm a black person in America, I'm going to carry myself a certain way. I'm going to be who I am regardless, but at the same time, I realize I'm going to have to work like twice as hard to get where I need to be. So it's the way society is. And that's why I like to travel when I can, as much as I can, like going to Cuba, for instance.
Shout out to Cuba. You been to Cuba?
Cuba is amazing. I actually went to Cuba when Trump just got elected.
Oh, wow.
I was trying to go when it was the Obama term, because that would have been the best time to go, to be honest. I mean, he was going himself. But what I had to do was keep a